about what division is. And we're going to practice solving some division problems. And we are going to use a strategy called partial product division. Okay. And the whole point of partial product division is for us to arrive at our answer incrementally, okay? So little by little. So we don't have to get it all at once. We can work with numbers that are comfortable to us and numbers that are a bit easier for us to multiply by and divide by. And those numbers are usually like multiples of 10. So like 10's a good one. 50 is a good one, 100, and depending on how big your number is, you might go to 1,000, but these are really simple numbers to work with because they end in zeros. You might also even use 5, okay? So numbers that are really, really easy for our brains to do quickly. So let's walk through this process. Let's do a couple together before you get started on your own. So we have this problem right here. 850 divided by 5. And using some of these, we can slowly build to the answer. We don't have to get it all at once. So I'm going to think to myself, if I started with 1,000, okay, can 5 go into 850 1,000 times? So I'm going to do 1,000 times 5. And if we do that, you'll clearly see we get 5,000. That's way too big. Okay, that's too big. 1,000 is too big of a number to start with. Okay, so we're not going to do that. Okay, well, what if we started with 100 instead? Okay, can 5 go into 850 100 times? Well, let's see. Let's multiply. Okay, 100 times 5. Well, that's going to be 500. Okay, so now we're going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. And we're going to continue this process until this number right here. Until we either get to a 0, to where we can't go any further, or this number becomes smaller than 5. And we'll talk about remainders in a different video. We're not going to worry about remainders right now. But we just want to know, this is going to get to 0, or it's going to get less than 5. And we don't have to do 100. We can start with 10. We can go 10s all the way down. So I'm going to do 10 now. What's 10 times 5? Well, that's 50. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 50, which will give me 300. And I can do another 10. 10 times 5, that's 50. And we can keep going. Let's try 20. Let's try 20. 20 times 5, well, that's going to be 100. Okay, so that's going to be 150. Let's do 20 again. We know that's another 100. Okay, and then we have 50, so we know that's going to be a 10. 10 times 5 is 50. We have 0 left over. We are done with our division, but we are not done with the problem because we don't have an answer yet. What we have is a bunch of partial sums, okay? Partial numbers. We need to add these, okay? So let's add them. So we have 100 plus 10, that's 110. Plus another 10, that's 120. Plus 20, that's 140. Plus another 20, that's 160. Plus 10, that's 170. So our answer is 170. 850 divided by 5 is 170. And you can double check this just in case. So if we wanted to say, well, let's make sure that we're right. Let's make sure we did all this work correctly. We'll take our answer. 170, we'll multiply it by 5, and let's see what we get. 5 times 0 is 0. 7 times 5 is 35. 5 times 1 plus 3 is 8. 850. So we were correct. Okay, let's do another one. Let's start with one of these easy numbers. We can start with any of them, as long as we don't go over. If we start with 100, we're going to go over. Can you see why? Because 100 times 8 is 800. We can't do this subtraction yet. That would give us a negative number. We're not there. So we can't do 100, but we could do 50. Okay? If 100 times 8 is 800, well, what would half of that be? Well, half of 800 would be 400. Okay, so 50 times 8 is 400. We're going to subtract. We're going to think now, okay, how many times does 8 go into 365? Well, I don't know. But 50 was 400, so why don't we just start with, I don't know, let's just start with 10 and see where it goes. 10 times 8 is 80. Okay, that's going to give us 285. Let's see if we can do 20. If 10 was 80, so we know 20 will be 160. That's going to give us 125. Let's keep going. Let's do another 10. That's going to be 80. How many times can 8 go into 45? Well, let's see. 5 times 8 is 40, which gives us 5. And we said, remember, as soon as this number is either 0 or less than 8, we are done. Okay, so let's take these numbers now, and let's add them up. So we have 50 plus 10. Well, that's 60. Plus 20, that's going to be 80. Plus 10, that's going to be 90. Plus 5, that's going to be 95. So our answer is going to be 95 with a remainder of 5. And we can double check that. Let's do 95 right over here. Let's do 95 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40, so we put our 0 down, carry our 4. 9 times 8 is 72. 72 plus 4 is 76. Uh-oh, it looks like we have the wrong answer, but don't forget, we have a remainder of 5, so we need to add 5 more to that problem. 765. So we know, we double-checked, we did both problems correctly. What I want you to do after you've watched this video, if you need to, go back and watch it again. Okay, I want you to just start making up a couple division problems, okay? Just start making up a few and see how it goes. See how it goes solving division using partial products. We'll make up another one together real quick. Whoops. We'll make up another one together real quick. Let's do 240 divided by 6. Okay, let's use our partial products. Let's start with 100, and let's see, can we do 100 times 6? We can, but that gives us an answer of 600. Okay, that's too much. It's too big. We have to start smaller. Okay, what if we started with, let's just start with 10. 10 times 6 is 60. Okay, 10 times 6 is 60. Okay, let's do our subtraction. Okay, let's do 10 again. That's going to be another 60. Let's do 10 again. That's going to be another 60. And let's do 10 again. That's going to be another 60. Okay, we're done. We're done because we're at 0. We can't do anything else. So we're going to take our numbers and add them. 10 plus 10 is 20. Plus 10 is 30. Plus 10 is 40. So our answer is 40. Okay? Keep on practicing your partial product division, and I'll see you in the next video.